Be me, Tyler, 30, route coordinator at regional delivery company called Swiftline Logistics, warehouse between freeway and river. Day job is making sure boxes and drivers end up at roughly same house before customers start screaming. Mix of old school ex-truckers, young guys who think vans are sports cars, and a few stone-cold aunties. Old HR dude Carl mostly did paperwork, posted OSHA posters, reminded us not to die in loading bay. Culture simple: move packages, don't steal, don't crash, don't flirt with customers, go home smelling like cardboard. One rainy Wednesday inbox dings. Mandatory town hall, welcoming our new head of people and fairness. Anything with fairness in title means someone read too many think pieces and wants to practice on our paychecks. We cram into break room, smell of microwaved noodles and wet pallets, projector pointed at dented white wall. Regional manager shows up with woman early 30s, sharp bob haircut, blazer loud enough to stop traffic. Lanyard pins say, "Believe women, no more free emotional labor," plus tiny cartoon van with pink fist on door. Manager introduces her as Harper Lane, new head of people and fairness, background in feminist service design. Harper smiles slow, like she's about to apologize to us for existing while still rearranging our entire lives. Starts talking about historic power imbalance at the doorstep, how male couriers hold control over women's safety and goods. Says women hate opening doors to strange men, feel cornered by male bodies with packages as leverage. Slide shows stock photos of bearded delivery guys smiling at women in robes. Captions, "This is not neutral." Harper says Swiftline will become the first truly woman-centered courier service in the region. Final slide reads, "From moving boxes to moving patriarchy out of the way." Manager claps like bonus hiding behind slogan. We go back to scanning parcels, assume we'll get new poster in hallway and some cringe video training, nothing more. Next day, first policy email lands. Subject line, "Doorway Dignity Protocol, Phase 1. Rule 1. Male drivers may not initiate conversation with women at door beyond scripted greeting and confirmation line." Script literally says, "I respect your space. I will leave the parcel here." Sounds like robot breaking up politely. Rule 2. For high-value shipments to women, men must not hand parcel directly, must place down, step back, and wait. Harper writes, "No more towering male figures blocking doorways while women fumble with locks and signatures." Fine, weird, but workable. We've seen dumber rules. At least boxes still arrive somewhere near doorstep. Week later, Phase 2 email. No surprise woman policy, interacting only with consent. Reads like parody until you see it came from her official account with 3 logos at bottom. From now on, male drivers cannot knock or ring more than once on woman's door to avoid perceived harassment. If no answer, they must mark "customer not ready" and move on. No more leaning on bell. No more second try. Harper writes, "Women know their own needs and schedules. If they don't come, respect that boundary." Drivers groan because we already get yelled at daily for those orange "We missed you" stickers. Couple weeks, door tags multiply like rabbits. Tracking page fills with "customer not ready" instead of "delivered." Call center lines light up, women asking why driver left without trying again. We quote policy, they swear anyway. Harper says in meeting, "That's just adjustment. Women will learn to schedule themselves differently, like life is calendar spreadsheet." Then comes Phase 3, the one that actually sets hair on fire. Belief First Refund Framework. Harper claims women are constantly dismissed when they say, "My package never came," calls it gaslighting at scale. New rule: if woman calls saying, "Parcel never arrived or went missing," staff must immediately refund shipping and resend item. No argument, no investigation, no checking driver notes, no camera footage. Words, "Are you sure?" banned by policy. For men, process stays old way, full form, tracking check. Sometimes, "Are you certain neighbor doesn't have it?" She literally writes, "We will level the imbalance by assuming women are telling the truth from the first breath." Warehouse aunties nod. Some of them definitely tired of creepy guys insisting they never got packages they obviously signed. But in dispatch, we see numbers, and numbers don't care about hashtags. They just turn red when wrong. First week quiet, couple extra resends, nothing crazy. Manager shrugs, says, "Harper wants graphs, give her graphs." Second week, pattern starts. Same apartment complex, 3 different women, all claiming missing makeup boxes from same influencer brand. Driver logs say, "Left with neighbor in 3B," or "Handed directly, pink nails, small tattoo." We still refund anyway. By week 4, TikTok video surfaces where some girl explains hack to get free stuff from Guilt Courier Company. Support Slack channel floods link, cost spreadsheet for that one makeup brand, looks like someone cut a vein. I raise it in meeting. Harper smiles, says, "Yes, some abusers will ride any system, but overall, women are safer." She makes slide showing women satisfaction score up 4 points, ignores column where losses triple. Phase 4 arrives like brick through van window. Safe Eyes initiative, cameras and evidence reconsidered. Harper argues cameras at doors make women feel watched, says footage has been used too often to discredit women's experiences. Proposal for complaints from women: we are not allowed to pull camera clips unless there is police report attached. Internal note says, video review will be considered secondary to women's verbal reports in determining resolution. So if woman says driver was creepy or package never came, we must treat clip as irrelevant opinion unless cops involved. Drivers freak out because cameras are the only thing saving them when someone invents stories for fun or revenge. Harper says, "If you behave, you have nothing to fear from less surveillance," phrase that should never leave HR mouth. By now, call center girls drowning, backlog huge. But anytime someone grumbles, Harper says, "This is what real equity feels like." I start spreadsheet in quiet corner, logging clusters, addresses, names that pop up more than once in refund list. Not planning mutiny, just trying to figure out if we'll still exist by Christmas. Month later, corporate lands giant deal, cosmetic subscription giant called LuminaCrate chooses us as main regional carrier. LuminaCrate is everywhere on Instagram, unboxing videos, sparkly tissue paper. People lose their minds over sample lotions. Contract worth enough to finally fix roof leak above lane C and maybe buy scanners that don't freeze daily. Harper loves it because boxes full of makeup delivered by company centering women sounds like thesis topic she never finished. LuminaCrate rep visits, Harper gives tour, talks about belief first, like its selling point. Rep smiles tight, takes notes. First 2 months, volume insane, pallets stacked high, drivers running routes until streetlights yawn, but revenue numbers look beautiful. Then support chart quietly tilts, little at first, more "never got my box" calls from Lumina customers, always women, obviously. Policy says resend immediately, so we do. Mountains of pastel packages, leaving twice for same names. TikTok churns out new clip, girl bragging, if you say it vanished, they send extra goodies, no questions asked. Comments fill with swift line, yeah, they never argue, just lie you didn't get it. Heart emojis and laughing faces. Someone posts screenshot of email from our rep apologizing for unacceptable experience and promise of free bonus item. View count climbs. Our finance guy looks like he hasn't slept in 3 nights. Coffee cup permanent extension of hand. LuminaCrate notices their own side, sees same customer IDs requesting replacement box 2, 3, 4 cycles in row. They send polite but icy email asking for joint investigation into loss rate, mention possible fraud, CC half our leadership. Harper replies first, writes long paragraph about gendered patterns of disbelief, and avoid framing women as scammers. Promises that our woman-centered practices keep customers loyal, attaches graph of survey comments about feeling heard and believed. LuminaCrate rep responds with spreadsheet, rows of duplicate replacements, addresses matching TikTok accounts, bragging about free stuff. Numbers ugly, closer to hemorrhage than hiccup. Corporate orders internal review, sets date for big meeting with LuminaCrate and our upper brass, invites me as numbers guy. Week before meeting, Harper launches yet another grenade. Women's calm zones in customer care. From now on, female support staff may drop call queue anytime they feel drained by male hostility. They can move to special back room with soft lights and beanbags. Log time as emotional recovery, not break. Harper says women are tired of absorbing anger for choices men made in supply chain. In practice, midday lines stretch. Few girls vanish into calm zone to escape worst callers. Men in support stuck taking all rage screams. Men are barred from calm zone because their presence could reintroduce performance pressure into healing space. One of the guys, Josh, cracks joke that our calm zone is just HR safe house where math can't enter. I laugh, then feel bad because he's not wrong and we're the math people. Day of big meeting arrives, stormy outside, feels like weather wants to watch show 2. In conference room, LuminaCrate brings 2 people, operations lead Maya and finance guy in suit, too sharp for our town. Harper sits front, laptop open, deck titled, Protecting Women from Doorstep Harm while Maintaining Excellence. Regional manager sweating quietly. I've got my sad spreadsheet of duplicate shipments open, coffee already cold. Maya starts, politely says customers love boxes, but bored concerned about unusual replacement rate patterns. She clicks, big graph appears, monthly losses doubling, highlighted cluster of addresses behind TikTok usernames. Harper jumps in, says, online spaces will always have bad actors, but responding skeptically would cost us more in trust. Lumina finance guy interrupts, says, this is not 2 or 3 bad actors. This is entire neighborhoods discovering a loophole. I get asked to walk through our side, explain how we process never received calls from women. Outline belief. First, no camera use without police report, no pushback, immediate resend and refund. Try not to sound insane. Maya frowns, asks, who approved a process where you literally refuse to check evidence unless police get involved? Harper answers proudly, says I did, to keep women from being interrogated over cosmetics and basic dignity. Lumina finance guy pulls out printout of that policy, slides it across table, highlighted lines glowing like crime scene markers. He points at cost column, mentions six-figure monthly bleed directly tied to reships, asks if we have plan besides hope scammers develop conscience. Regional manager finally finds spine, asks me to show internal risk report I sent last month. I pull up email chain, show charts, addresses flagged, warning that word free boxes spreading on social media. Also show Harper's reply underneath, where she wrote, "This analysis smells of suspicion toward women that our culture refuses to tolerate." Room quiet, even projector hum suddenly feels judgmental. Finance guy asks, "So your internal watchdog got muzzled because pointing at fraud looked sexist?" Harper bristles, says, "I will not let a suit from downtown define my work as muzzling eye-centered safety." Maya responds, calm but lethal. "Our brand safety includes not training customers that lying is rewarded. That's also harm." She asks about camera removal and limited use of footage. Inspector from corporate safety team on the call raises eyebrow. He didn't know doors lost coverage for no-gaze reasons until today. Apparently those forms went around him. Harper insists cameras at women's doors were voyeuristic relics, says, "We don't need video to hear truth." Corporate safety guy scrolls, finds memo where he explicitly advised keeping footage at all access points for liability. His reply email from months ago shows, "Do not change camera placement without sign-off." Her next email jumped past him to regional manager. She wrote, "Safety can't wait for cautious old frameworks while women feel hunted by lenses." Regional manager looks like he wants to crawl under table and reset his career back to warehouse picker. LuminaCrate folks exchange look that says lawsuit bait, then ask about verification steps for high-value shipments. I explain weird script, one knock only, no insistence, leaving if woman doesn't answer even when van clearly visible. Also explain that men cannot ask more than, "Are you sure you didn't receive it?" one time per policy. Maya asks, "So your team is literally forbidden from investigating patterns we keep flagging as suspicious?" Harper answers yes, but calls it choosing solidarity with women over suspicion dressed as due diligence. Finance guy says, "We call that negligence where I come from." Meeting ends with promise of further evaluation, which is corporate for get ready to cry at your budget sheet. 2 days later, LuminaCrate sends formal letter, CC lawyers, phrases like breach of risk expectations and untenable loss rates. They suspend expansion plans and warn contract may be terminated if verification controls and evidence access stay as is. Regional manager calls emergency meeting with corporate, Harper, safety guy, me dragged along as human spreadsheet. This time call includes someone from legal department and woman with tight bun introduced as compliance director. Legal starts by reading pieces of Harper's policies out loud, voice flat, like listing ingredients in poison. Denial of objective records. Gender-based differential investigation. Formal instruction to ignore video evidence absent police report. They ask Harper what legal basis she had, what risk review she conducted, what regulators she consulted. Harper says she was hired to fix centuries of disbelief, not to cosplay lawyer for corporate liability. Compliance director politely responds that when you run deliveries that cross state lines and handle expensive goods, law cares anyway. Slide switch, my fraud cluster charts now blown huge, red circles over map like Outbreak movie, only glitter instead of germs. Compliance director sums it up. We incentivized misrepresentation from one group while telling our staff they're bigots if they notice patterns. Regional manager tries throwing tiny lifeline, asks if system can be tuned instead of scrapped. Harper nods eagerly. Legal shuts it down, says no tuning. This entire framework exposes us to discrimination claims from men and breach claims from clients. Also points out male customers have to jump through more hoops for same refund. Calls it textbook unequal treatment based on gender. Harper snaps that for once, men can feel what women felt for decades. Thinks mic drop. Doesn't see compliance. Woman flinch. Call pauses. Then compliance director says, intent doesn't matter. Outcomes do. And right now, outcome looks like bias and fraud. Finally, corporate HR head joins. Older woman with tired eyes, clearly coached on this being extremely not good. She thanks Harper for passion, then says phrase that means job funeral. Your approach is not compatible with our obligations. Effective immediately, belief first policy suspended, camera rules reversed, refunds handled same, regardless of gender. All future changes require legal. Then last line, delivered soft but sharp. And Harper, your employment with Swiftline ends today. We'll discuss details offline. Harper goes pale, then red, says she's being punished for believing women too much in a world that believes them too little. Legal nods sympathetically, but does not change decision. Call ends, break room suddenly feels 10 degrees cooler. Next week, new memo from corporate, simple bullet points, no hashtags, just verify, document, treat customers equally, use your cameras. Refund numbers slowly settle. LuminaCrate agrees to continue contract under strict joint audit. We send auditors more spreadsheets than Christmas cards. Drivers get whistleback version of old doorstep rules. Respectful but practical. 2 knocks allowed. Investigation not considered abuse. Call center ditches weird phrases. We believe you, but let's check tracking together becomes normal instead of banned sentence. Calm zone stays, but open to everyone. Sign changed from women's emotional recovery space to break room annex, 15 minutes max. One evening on late shift, I scroll phone and see Harper's name trending in small HR circle on LinkedIn. She wrote long post titled, I was fired for believing women about their deliveries. My story. Claims she uncovered massive mail theft ring at courier company. Says men sabotaged her work because free boxes threatened their control. No mention of TikTok scams, equal treatment laws, or angry LuminaCrate finance guy clipping policies like crime evidence. I close app, lean back in rolling chair, listen to conveyors rattling behind wall like giant tired snake. Not hero, not whistleblower legend, just dude who liked numbers and didn't want vans, clients, or co-workers to disappear. Sometimes justice isn't epic courtroom speech. It's boring new policy doc saying, check the cameras, check the facts, believe patterns, not